The first thing that sold this week is a 5-item bundle, which is always exciting when you get buyers who put a bunch of stuff in a bundle and send you a reasonable offer. And these are all vintage jewelry pieces, which you'll see if you watch my channel more, that I love selling jewelry and accessories online. It's because I don't have a bins that close, and I can still pick up this type of item for affordable prices locally. So the first item is just this sterling silver link charm bracelet. It's probably from the 60s or 70s. The next items are 3 charms, and this is a buffalo sterling silver charm. This is kind of a Native American warrior. I don't know if you can see that. He's riding a horse and it has a little Sun Valley flag with it. I like to pick these up at estate sales, or I'll pick up a whole charm bracelet and then I'll take the charms off the bracelet and sell them all individually. I find that I can get better prices for them that way. The next charm is this really great, also a little Native American looking warrior with wings and holding an eagle. So I'll go ahead and wrap these up. I'm going to just wrap them up in some bubble wrap to keep them safe and secure in transit. So for these charms, I paid on average $2 a piece. Oh, pardon me, $1 a piece for these. And for the whole bundle of 5 items, the buyer sent me off an offer for $104, which is just about $21 per item, which I think is great. For the bracelet, I paid $3 at a thrift store. And this bracelet just happened to be on its own, but I seem to do well with these little vintage charm bracelets, so I pick them up typically if they're under $5. And the last item is this interesting vintage necklace, and I don't know if you can see that, but it looks like a handmade piece, possibly using like parts of old silverware, and it's on a sterling silver chain. It says Damati, which translated to friendship ties or friendship bonds, and I just thought it was a sweet little piece. I just listed this less than a week ago, and I paid $3 for this at a thrift store. So like I said, the total sales price for the bundle was $104. I paid about $7 for everything in the bundle. So after Poshmark fees, my net profit was $76.20, which I think is pretty great. I'm not going to complain about that at all. A really good return on investment. And to package my jewelry items, I either use boxes from the dollar store or recycled boxes that I pick up at yard sales and thrift stores. And I also use ribbon that I pick up at thrift stores. I never buy the ribbon new. This roll I got for just 25 cents at a thrift store. So I kind of like to look at it like recycling somewhat. It's not exactly used, but I'm not buying new items. So for this, I'm going to use this small flat rate box, and I'll add some tissue paper, and I'll seal that up off camera so you don't have to listen to my tape. The next item is this kind of 90s, maybe Y2K vintage belt with this gold hook buckle. And you'll probably get tired of hearing about belts if you watch my channel regularly, because I just love buying and selling belts. They're a really great bread and butter item for me. And if you try and buy a leather belt these days. It's pretty spendy, so I like to pick these up for between, you know, $1 to $4 a piece, and then they typically sell in the $20 to $40 range for me. So I have this listed for $39, and the buyer offered me $22. I have been accepting offers a little bit lower than I normally would, just because I'm trying to gain and keep momentum, because I find that the more offers that I accept and the more items I sell, it leads to more sales. So, like I said, I accepted $22. I had paid $3 for this at a thrift store. So after Poshmark fees and my cost of goods, my net earnings were $14, which I'm not going to complain about. I think belts are easy to photograph, list, and ship, and they're pretty easy for me to find. So I'm happy with that for sure. The next item is this pair of Gramici hiking pants. I love selling outdoor brands as well, because they have a high resale and they tend to hold up good, so they keep, oh sorry, they have a high retail and they keep their resale value. So it's funny, the reason I know about this is because someone that I dated a long time ago loved these pants, and I knew that they had a good retail. So I picked them up when I saw them for $5 at my local Goodwill, and I listed them for $49, and I had sent out quite a few offers on these, and they just randomly sold for full price yesterday of $49. So, you know, everybody loves a good full price sale. So like I said, I paid $5 for these at the Goodwill, and after Poshmark fees and my cost of goods, my net profit was $34.20, which is great. I am wrapping these up in this plastic garment bag. I got a roll of these at an estate sale for $5. And it works great to protect the item in transit, and I didn't have to buy anything new, and it's affordable. I'm going to ship these in the USPS Tyvek envelope, and these are really sturdy and great for single pieces of clothing like this. The next sale is this Kate Spade kind of semi-vintage coated purse, and it has a map of New York City on it. This is kind of a rarer piece, and it does have some transfer marks and wear and whatnot, but it was just so cute that I decided to pick it up. It was marked $6.99 at my local Goodwill. I think they didn't notice it was Kate Spade, so that was a pretty good price. I had it listed for $69, and my Posher VA sent out an offer of 10% off with discounted shipping. So the $62 offer went to the buyer who had just liked the item, and she accepted. So I was pretty happy with that. So like I said, it sold for $62 and I paid $7. So after Poshmark fees, my gross profit was $39.92, which I'm not going to complain about at all. I think that's a great profit. And like I said, with all of the slowdowns and hiccups that we've had with the Poshmark changing, the search algorithm and search function, my sales have been a little bit slower. So I am happy to have items to ship out today. And I will be back tomorrow or the next day to show you what sold then. Hi there, it's Wednesday and I'm back to ship my sales from the last couple of days. So first off, I have this semi-vintage St. John dress, and I don't know if you can see it, but it's covered in teeny clear, kind of like sequins, and it's just a gorgeous piece. I picked this up at an estate sale for just $3, and I had it listed for $129, I believe, and a buyer liked it, and my Poshmark VA sent out a 10% off offer with discounted shipping. So that offer was for $116, and the buyer accepted that. So that made my net profit $87.12 after Poshmark fees, which I think is outstanding for one piece. And I'm going to wrap it in one of these plastic garment bags. Now, I do pick up St. John when it's the right price. So if you see it for $19.99 at the Goodwill or something like that, I probably wouldn't pick it up. Certain pieces can sell, sorry about this, for high amounts, but those pieces, it tends to take a little while for this to sell. It has to be the right buyer. Even though this was probably like, I don't know, maybe even a $600 dress to begin with. A high retail does not always end up being a high resale value. Sorry, I stumbled with that a little bit. I was trying to get it so the sequins don't lay and touch themselves in transit, because I didn't want to have damage to this piece. And since it's a nicer piece and I have some ribbon, I am going to give it a little extra flair, which of course is not required, but buyers do appreciate it. And when it's a higher dollar item, I like to do that. Or my jewelry, I often do it with. The buyers really seem to appreciate it. So I'm going to go ahead and slip that into this medium-sized mailing box. And I will affix the label later. The next sale, not quite so great, or quite so high, but this is a vintage brooch. And I don't know if you can see, but it was missing a little part there. So I listed it low because I just got it in a lot of other jewelry. So sometimes I'll do that even if I know I'm not going to make a bunch of money. I'll still list it to try and bring my cost of goods down on the other items I bought in the lot of jewelry. So I had this listed for $15 or $14, and my Poshmark VA sent out an offer to a liker for $12 with discounted shipping, and they accepted. I paid just $1 for this in a bundle of other jewelry. Boy, I'm really struggling today. Sorry about that. So that made my net earnings $8.05, which I don't typically like to sell items for under $15, but sometimes they just come with other things I buy, and I take the good with the bad. So the next item is this Tory Burch purse, And I don't know if you'll be able to see it, but this is heavily worn and there's spots and stains and whatnot. But it was only $3 at the thrift store, so I picked it up anyways, just because it was Tory Burch. And it had been in my death pile for a long time because I just didn't want to list it. I was going to try and rehab it and all this stuff, and I never did. So I finally listed it, and it sold in 2 days, only for $28. But after fees, my profit was still $18.40. So, you know, that's really not too bad. So I am actually in, to try and save on time, I'm going to package this up off camera. And the last item today is this really cool vintage ranch duster coat. So it's kind of like a thick canvas material with corduroy collar. This has spots and little stains on it, and it was quite dirty when I bought it, but I ran it through the washer on Gentle Cycle twice, and it came out pretty good. So like I said before, I'm really lucky that we have one of our estate sale companies charges just $1 for clothing. So I picked this up along with a couple other things, and I listed this for $99, and it sold for full price. So that's awesome. So after fees and my cost of goods, my profit was $78.20. So that's, I mean, that's another awesome sale in my opinion. So that is the type of profit margins that I think we all want to have and like to have, because I personally would rather list and ship one item than 5 items to make the same amount. So I'm going to use another one of these garment bags, and I am going to use the full one on this one just because, I mean, maybe the buyer will want to use this to store the coat later, and since it's a long coat, it would be nice for them to have the full garment bag. So for the last couple of days, my total sales were $255. My cost of goods was just $8 for the 4 items. So that is awesome. So after Poshmark fees, my net earnings were $183.77. So I am not going to complain at all about that. And again, I'm going to use another one of these large size number 7 boxes for this. I use these quite a bit for handbags and for large coats because I sell a lot of those types of items. So that is it for today, and I'll see you tomorrow or the next day. Hi there, it's Saturday and I'm back at my shop to ship out my sales for the last 3 days. To be honest, it was a little bit slow, but I came in strong this morning with a couple of good sales, so I am happy about that. So one of the items that sold this morning is this vintage 1970s leisure suit. So this is the jacket, and it's by Alex Coleman. So it is the jacket, shirt jacket, whatever you want to call it, and wide leg, bell bottom type pants. And let me tell you, I'm pretty surprised at this and pretty excited. So it sold for $100, and I listed it it sold within about 48 hours or less than 48 hours, which was really exciting. I listed it for $129 and someone liked it this morning, and my Poshmark VA sent them an offer for 10% off. They then, the buyer, then counter offered with 100. And I had picked this up in a fill the bag sale. One of our local churches does a fill the bag sale, a giant garbage bag for $5. So I paid less than $1 for this. And to be honest with you, when I picked it up, I really had no idea that it would have this kind of value. I just was, you know, filling my bag and thought for the price that, you know, even if I could sell it for $30 or $40, it would be worth picking up. But then I took it home and washed it on gentle, and I decided to try it on kind of as a joke for my husband, and it's really cute on. It has really great tailoring, and my husband was like, "You look hot in that," which I think is hysterical for a 70s leisure suit. But so I decided to do a little more research on this brand, Alex Coleman of California. And when I looked it up, I saw that there were some for sale with high prices, different, you know, dresses and suits and jackets and whatnot. So I thought, well, what the heck? I'll start my price higher and list it at $129. And lo and behold, it sold very quickly for $100. So I don't know, maybe I underpriced it, but selling it for $100 when I paid less than $1 for it, I think is great. And I really hope the buyer loves this and they'll enjoy wearing it. Or if it's another dealer, I hope that they make money on it. I don't have any problem if other dealers buy stuff from me and make money, as long as I make money. So I am totally happy with this. Like I said, it sold for $100. I paid less than $1 for it. So after Poshmark fees and my cost of goods, I made $79. So yes, that's the kind of sell that we all want to have. So this also sold today. It was a green suit day. This is a vintage 90s Y2K Juicy Couture tracksuit set. And it's kind of in a sage minty green, and it's terry cloth with cropped leg pants. Now, some of these have really good comps, you know, $150, $200. But this has a little bit of fading, and with the cropped pants and the terry cloth, I just didn't feel like it was worth quite as much as some of those other comps. So I can't remember what I listed this at. I think I had it listed at $79, and somebody liked it, and my Poshmark VA sent them out a 10% offer with discounted shipping. And the buyer then made a counter offer for $64 for the set. And I had paid $7 for the set, $6.99 at my regular Goodwill. And I had it listed for, I don't know, maybe 3 weeks or a month. But I just decided I felt like I was happy with that offer of $64. So I accepted it. And like I said, I'm still having kind of inconsistent sales. So one day I'll be really great and it feels like I'm getting a lot of likes and offers and attention and whatnot. And then the next day it's like crickets. So I am still accepting reasonable offers, even if they are slightly less than what I had originally hoped to get. I don't know if I've mentioned it in this video, but I don't always use ribbon on my packages. But if I have it, I will use it for higher price sales. but I don't ever buy new ribbon. I only get it when I pick it up at thrift stores or estate sales for cheap prices, you know, 10 cents, 25 cents for smaller rolls. This is a 50-yard roll though, and I paid $4 for this, and it's, you know, it's lasts me a while. So for those type of extras, I don't like to buy new things that people are just gonna throw away. But if somebody's already bought it and didn't use it and I can find a way to reuse it, then I think that's great. So like I said, this sold for $64. I paid $7, and after Poshmark fees, my net earnings were $44.20. So I don't think that's too bad. Next up is this vintage metal stretch belt, probably from the 1960s, and it has kind of a cool geometric mid-century buckle there, and this is kind of a tiny size, but I do love picking up belts. You guys will probably get so tired of hearing me say that if you watch my videos, but maybe you won't. Maybe hopefully you'll learn from me, and you'll pick them up too. So I had this listed for $39, and a buyer offered me $28, which I thought was more than fair. So I accepted that, and I paid just $2 for this at a thrift store. So after Poshmark fees and my cost of goods, my profit was $20.40. So belts are one of the only, belts and jewelry are some of the only items that I am okay with not selling for huge prices, like more as a bread and butter item, because they don't take up very much room and they're easy for me to source and list and store, if I didn't already said that. Yeah, they don't take up very much room. So I'm very happy making, you know, $15, $20, $30 on a belt. So next up, another belt, and I didn't have this listed very long. It's a vintage or vintage style chain belt, and it has kind of some mosaic rocks on it. I thought this was kind of a cool piece. So I picked it up, and I paid just $3 for it, and I had it listed for $39. I had sent out some offers on this, or my Posher VA had, and the buyer counter offered at $24, and this had been listed for $39. And I was hoping to get a little bit more for this, but like I said, I'm accepting those offers and selling stuff to keep momentum in my closet. So $24 after my cost of goods and Poshmark fees, I made $16.20 on this piece. So I'm happy with that. And I didn't mention it, but I'm using the small flat rate box for these belts. I think it's kind of a nice little box. It keeps them safe, and you don't have to add too much packaging. So those are the items that I sold for the last 3 days. And for the week total, I had $708 in sales, and I didn't do that's fine. 708 total in sales after my cost of goods and Poshmark fees. That's a net profit of $508.49. And I've had much better weeks, and I've had much better months. But one thing I've learned being a reseller for quite some time is that you will have amazing months that you feel like you are rich, you know, and then you'll have months that you'll feel like you're kind of poor, and you just have to not let it get you down, and keep listing and moving inventory out and bringing new inventory in, and sure enough, you'll make up for the slow months in the busy months. So I hope you enjoyed this type of video where I go from, you know, day to day and show you what I'm shipping out. I'm kind of enjoying doing it, so I hope you guys like it. Let me know in the comments below if you are enjoying this or if you have any other suggestions on how I could do it differently. And as always, I would love it if you liked my video, made a kind comment below, and subscribe to my channel. It really helps me out. And I will see you next week. Thanks for tuning in.